He loves me. We love each other. And I'm sorry if people can't accept it, but it's just a fact.
दोनों में सच होने
Everybody, put up your hands, say I don't wanna be in love. Saudis, welcome back to the #1 YouTube channel in the entire world. Today's a very special video because we are going to be diving balls deep into the relationship between Jenny and Sumit on 90 Day Fiance. So this is episode 2 of our 3-part series on Jenny and Sumit, and we are making this video because recently there has been a lot of drama with this couple, especially an explosive argument between Sumit's parents and Jenny and Sumit. They were all in the room together and they were yelling back and forth. It was madness, it was anarchy, and we are positively living for it. Honestly, Sumit has been stringing along this grandma Jenny for the past 8 years, and at this point, it's just pathetic. Well, now that I said what everybody else is thinking but didn't say because you guys are polite and I'm not, over the past 8 years, Sumit has done a phenomenal job of lying to Jenny and his family. But before we get into that and the recent scandal, why don't we have a short little recap of this couple. Jenny is from Palm Springs, California and is 62 years old, while Sumit is from India and he is 32 years old. At first, Sumit said he was Michael Jones, a good-looking 25-year-old man from London, England. But realistically, he was Sumit from India.
He actually didn't tell me who he really was exactly.
Like, you were being catfished?
I kind of was.
Where we left off in the last video, Sumit and Jenny went to go check with their attorney about the legality of getting married, even though they don't have the blessing of Sumit's father and mother. The attorney spills the beans and tells the lovely couple that there's actually a way for them to get married without Sumit's parents' blessing.
Is there anything his parents can do to keep us from getting married?
Legally, his parents cannot object.
Now, upon hearing this news, Jenny is positively glowing. She's so happy. She's excited that she can marry the man of her dreams. And you look over to Sumit, and even though he's wearing a mask, he's so devoid of emotion. You can tell that he does not want the attorney to reveal this fact to Jenny.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Summit's like, oh wow, only a couple more days and her visa would have expired and she would have to, went back to the United States. This was my plan, but it seems that my plan has been foiled by my own attorney. So Jenny's really excited and she tells Sumit that we should do the ring ceremony, and Summit's like, oh my god, we should talk to my brother and his wife first before we do that. So let's look at that scene right now when Sumit and Jenny talk to his brother and his wife. So when the scene opens up, Jenny and Sumit are telling them that they're gonna tell Summit's parents that they're getting engaged. And this is what Jenny's future sister-in-law and brother-in-law have to say about that.
Do you think you should be like, tell them before getting engaged tomorrow? That's a big day for you.
We don't want them to show up and try to stop it.
Yeah, not really sure why Jenny is afraid of the parents trying to stop their engagement when the attorney just informed them of an alternate way to marry where the parents can't object to the marriage. Also, it's highly unlikely the attorney all of a sudden has a revelation that there is an alternate way to get married. I'm sure he communicated this other way to Sumit, and Sumit probably just withheld the information from Jenny because he really doesn't desire to marry her.
Better to tell the parents after we are engaged, because now we can show the commitment that we are engaged and now we are serious about it.
You have everything planned, just you are informing them. You must have the plan of the marriage as well. I think so.
No, like kind of.
Okay, so obviously they're disagreeing here about whether to tell the parents before the ring ceremony or not. I, as well as most people with a brain, think that Jenny should just go back to the US. The parents are never going to approve of you. There was a time period where Jenny was actually living with Sumit and his parents. And during this time when they were all living together under the same roof, Jenny didn't disclose that she was Sumit's girlfriend, and they were actually piping the entire time. And at this time, I think Sumit was married. So because Jenny and Sumit were sneaking around and piping in the parents' house, that's why people speculate that the parents don't like Jenny. And also another reason is that she's very old. She can't give them grandchildren. There's a lot of reasons why. I do just want to say that Sumit and Jenny, it takes two to tango, and both of them betrayed the parents' trust. It wasn't just Jenny, it was also Sumit. So because both of them betrayed the parents' trust, I feel like it's only fair if the parents are mad at Sumit too and try to reprimand Sumit too. I don't think it's fair that they direct all their anger at Jenny and not their own kid, because he probably told her, yo Jenny, you shouldn't tell my parents that we're piping, because then they would like kick you out of the house and we wouldn't be able to pipe.
I accept your relationship, but if you'll marry her, then there is no connection between you and our parents.
That's what I don't want. That is the main thing I'm concerned about, because I don't want them to cut off with me.
Let's give it up for today's video sponsor, Yourwetsock, the #1 YouTube channel in the world. You should definitely go buy some Yourwetsock merch today while it's on sale. The merch is guaranteed to look stylish on your body while at the same time making you smell like a winner. And while you're at it, you should go and join the Yourwetsock channel membership program, because it is the best channel membership program. You get custom videos from your favorite creator, and it's a great way to support me in this channel.
Is there any way that you can convinced him, or is there
They
any
will
way?
not get convinced ever in their life.
Wow, Summit's brother, you're gonna leave your bro hanging like that? He basically asked him for help, and he's like, nah. Shakes his head, nah, dude, I'm not about to help you. This shit's whack. That's what he's thinking the entire time. You're really gonna marry this old grandma? Nah, bro, I don't care if you actually love her or anything. Not helping you. Pretty harsh, but I guess the parents are never going to accept the relationship between Sumit and Jenny. I just want to say really quick, I feel bad for Summit's ex-wife. Could you imagine, like, getting lied to by your husband and next thing you know, he dumps you for a grandma? Like, that would really piss me off. And I think this just really highlights the fact that Jenny has zero self-respect, because why would you want to marry someone that cheated on his wife with you? Even if it's an arranged marriage. Like, call me crazy, but I feel like you should divorce your wife before you're sleeping with a grandma, dude. But hey, that's just me thinking out loud. What do you expect from a guy that originally catfished you? Someone that actually pretended to be another person when they first started talking to you? I'm sure that's not the most morally sound person, and it's really showing. So Summit's brother goes on to say the parents will never accept the age difference, so be ready to bear the consequences. And then he looks off to the side and starts like laughing. So I think he finds the situation really funny. I think him and his wife are actually fighting back the urge to laugh throughout this entire conversation.
Listen, I don't mean to get emotional, but I'm sorry I'm this age. I really am sorry, but he loves me. We love each other, and I'm sorry if people can't accept it, but it's just a fact. It's just a fact. We love each other.
I love that in response to Jenny saying this, you see the sister-in-law or potential future sister-in-law just face palms. She's just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here talking to these people. Wow, this is crazy. Yeah, for Jenny's point about we love each other and this is why we're... After 8 years of this catfish stringing you along, I'm not sure that he actually loves you. Sumit actually finds any excuse he can to prolong this marriage with you, so I don't know if he really loves you, Jenny. I don't know about you guys, but I find it very strange that not one time during this 8-year-long relationship, Sumit didn't apply for a visa in the United States. I'm sure both Jenny and Sumit are very aware of the fact that they don't have to live in India. They can live other places in the world. They just have to go through the visa application process, and they can move somewhere together, whether that's America or another country. So I find it baffling that that option never came up. They never talked about that option. I feel like that just is more evidence that he's been stringing her along for all these years, and she's just very gullible and naive, and she's gone along with it. So Jenny starts breaking down, and I'm gonna do my best impression of her. Why can't you all accept me? Even though I'm older, why can't you accept it? Because I love Sumit, and I want to be with him, and you guys should just accept it. She basically says something on the lines of that, and it gets pretty awkward. You know, whenever someone's breaking down or crying, I don't know about you guys, but like I grew up in a house of men, so like I'm not very emotional. So if I see somebody cry, like I'm just kind of like, oh my God, it's gonna be okay. Like I'm not really like a comforter. So this room with Jenny breaking down and crying like this is the last place I would like to be. Jenny goes on to say, I wish your parents weren't so set in their ways. Look at him, he's happy, we're in love. I hate that we have to go through with this. And then she hugs Sumit and runs into her man's arms. And you can see that Sumit is very happy. Jenny, you're right. He's the happiest I've ever seen him. So Jenny adds a little bit more sauce on this breakdown when she says, I'm really tired of it because I chose you, Sumit. I chose you. Yeah, this is the weirdest episode of Pokemon that I've ever seen, bruh. So Jenny gets very emotional and keeps professing that it's so unfair that Summit's parents will never accept her or their relationship. And for this point, I would just like to say it doesn't matter if your in-laws don't accept your relationship. It's not about your in-laws. It's about the relationship with you and the person you're gonna marry, because you're starting a family with that person. And if the in-laws are holding you back, then that's on you guys, because you guys can definitely run away and get married. You don't need your family's consent to get married. Summit's attorney even said in front of Jenny and Sumit that there's a way to get married without the family's consent. So if you guys wanted to get married, you would already get married. However, that's not what's happening here. You guys keep seeking Summit's parents' approval, and they're never going to give their approval. They don't approve of you, Jenny. So you guys need to figure it out. If you want to get married, then you both need to make sacrifices and make it work. If not, then go your separate ways, because it's been 8 years and I would hate to see it be 20 years and you still not be married. Oh, I'm gonna get the ring this time. It's like, how gullible can you be, bruh? Okay, now let's look at that magical moment when Sumit and Jenny sit down with his parents, and Sumit begs his parents to accept Jenny in their relationship.
यही मिले तेरे को जिंदगी में तू ढूंढ रहा
एक बंदा को दिखता है अगर, और मेरे को फील होती है जो मेरे को कभी किसी के साथ फील नहीं हुई.
Okay, so right away all the air is getting sucked out of the room. My toenails are sweating. This is a very tense situation, and you can see even visually, Jenny looks way older than Sumit's parents. That's not a point that we needed to bring up, but I had to throw it out there because it's obvious for anybody with eyeballs. I think it's pretty funny that off rip, the dad insults Jenny by saying, "Couldn't you have found anything better than this, son?" And then Jenny just sits there because she doesn't understand what they're saying, so she just has to nod her head or just pretend like she knows what's going on and is following the discussion. This is a pretty awkward situation for her.
मेरे में इतना मादा नहीं था कि मैं अपने घर वालों को बता पाऊं कि हाँ भाई मैं इससे प्यार करता हूं और वो घर वाले समझ पाएं।
बहुत गलत है।
क्यों गलत हूं?
100% गलत है।
कैसे गलत हूं बताओ?
90% लोगों की बात कर, शादी करते हैं फैमिली बनाने के लिए, बच्चे होने के लिए। ये नहीं कि 2 जने।
Hey, Sumit's mom and dad, that's a very dated ideology. You guys are very set in your ways with your whole arranged marriage bullshit. I would just like to say that that's false. That is not big facts because people get married to spend the rest of their lives together. Marriage is a unity with the person you love and you want to spend the rest of your life with. It has nothing to do with children. So you guys are wrong. I know a lot of people that are married and don't have kids, and Sumit's mom and dad would probably meet a lot of people like that if they left their little closed-minded community. But they don't, because they suck. Hey dude, let's never leave our closed-minded community and just live our whole life only talking to a certain type of people. Oh yeah, that sounds fucking sick. Sumit's parents are the result of only talking with people that think a certain way and never having your ideas challenged, or meeting someone from a different culture or a different background, having an intelligent conversation with anybody. It's always the same conversation about the same shit. And they just go through their life thinking that it's okay, and they force their ideologies and force their culture on their kid. And then next thing you know, it produces someone like Sumit that has to pretend like he's somebody else for attention and catfish people. Then he meets an old grandma, strings her along for 8 years, and now he's like, I want to marry this person, I love this person. I don't know if he loves her. I think he just wants an escape from his parents and his culture, and he's too pussy to actually grab his sack of balls and do it himself.
पिताजी मत करो वो बात, मैं फिर वही मैं वहीं पे मेरे को ना घूम फिर के वही दिमाग वापस आता है।
मैं बिल्कुल नहीं छोड़ना चाहती इसके साथ।
क्यों नहीं?
मैं बिल्कुल ही छोड़ दे जेनी इसको।
So Sumit's mom goes on to say, Jenny, I'm asking you to leave him, but she doesn't say it in English, so Jenny doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, you can tell that Sumit's mom really likes Jenny from the way she's talking about her. Yikers, bro. This is taking a weird turn, but yeah. So basically, mommy and daddy are saying, Sumit, you are not allowed to be with Jenny. We don't want you to be with her here. And Sumit's like, Mom, Dad, I want to be with Jenny. So I just don't know why he's talking to them at this point. Bruh, Sumit's in his 30s, and he's asking his parents for consent to be with Jenny. This is the saddest, most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. You don't need your parents' consent. If he really wanted to marry Jenny, he would have done it already. He would have left. He would have sacrificed what he could for this relationship. If he had the same sacrifice that Yazana sacrificed for Brittany, then he would get a visa and he would bounce out of there and probably never talk to his family again. But he doesn't have that in him. Sumit's stringing her along. It's clear as day. And everybody that says any different, it's like, we gotta wake up, you know? So this is actually pretty funny. Jenny says, it's very frustrating to not be able to follow what's going on in the conversation, but I know that look on Sumit's mother's face. She says, it's that mean, angry, mad lady look. Jenny, are you 12 years old?
I know my dad can beat up your dad. You know how I know?
How?
Because I saw my dad fighting my mom and he won.
I'm getting a flashback of that scene when Jenny gave Sumit the promise ring and he didn't accept it. And she's like, oh, you don't accept my promise ring? I promised myself my love for you. And this ring is a token of my love for you and you won't accept it. Wow. And she was all insulted and butthurt about that. Yeah, dude, that was a thing back in like middle school, promise rings. Jenny goes on to say, once I saw her tone of voice and her face she was making, I knew it was going all bad. Like, yo, Jenny, you could tell this conversation was going bad the minute you walked in, sat down, and all the air was sucked out of the room. Meanwhile, his parents are mean-mugging you and yelling the entire time. Yeah, like, you could tell from the get-go that this was not going to be a good conversation. They haven't approved of you in 8 years. So, like, what makes you think they're going to change their mind all of a sudden? Jenny's really over here like, yo, sorry that I was having sex with your kid behind your back that entire time I was staying at your house for a couple months, but like, we good? We good though? Yo, knock me up. Why don't you approve of me marrying your kid? Yo, I'm sorry, I absolutely sent your kid behind your back for months, so... Oh my god, this is hilarious. Let's name all the reasons right now that his parents don't approve of Jenny. Okay, so she's old, she looks older than they do, she can't give them children, she betrayed their trust, I mean, what am I missing? Comment below and let me know what I'm missing, guys. But I feel like those are the main reasons, right? And their neighbors make fun of them, and the parents really care about what their community thinks, and their community is like, yo, your kid is sending a grandma. That is so weird. So yeah, that's the only other reason I could think of, but let me know if I'm missing anything, guys.
तो मैं इसका प्यार तेरे लिए रहने नहीं दूंगी।
आप कौन होते हो रोकने वाले?
मैं तेरी माँ।
माँ ना माँ का वो कहते हैं तरीका दिखाया होता ना।
अगर माँ की ढील नहीं होती तो तू जेनी के साथ नहीं रह रहा होता।
If you loved your mother, you would not be with Jenny. Yeah, the mom's actually wrong here. You can have a relationship with your mother and still love your mother and your parents and have a relationship with whoever you want. You can select whoever you want as your spouse. They don't get a say in that. Like, hate to break it to you, mom and dad, but like, you did your job raising the kid. At some point, you need to let go of the kid and it needs to fly away, you know? Yeah, leave the mama's nest. And at some point as a parent, you shouldn't have a say in your kid's relationship. You can give advice and you can give counsel, especially if you have a successful relationship, if you've been with your partner for a long time. That's totally fine to do. But to like dictate who your son can be with or who your daughter can be with and run your kid's life like that, especially when they're in their 30s, that's just pathetic, okay? But hey, what do you expect from a mom and dad that forced their kid into an arranged marriage and then made their kid feel bad that they had to pay $20,000 in divorce fees for the arranged marriage they forced their kid into? My guys, let's be real. The very notion of an arranged marriage is a very dated concept, and in this world, in this modern society, it has no place. Why would you have your parents dictate and arrange a marriage for you if you don't even love the person? Of course you're going to get a divorce, or you're going to stick with it and not be happy for the rest of your life. I think everybody has the right to marry whoever they want and marry the love of their life. Everyone deserves a shot at love with Bret Michaels. You guys remember that show? That was a thing. Remember Antila Tequila? Whatever happened to that?
कि माँ बाप की ढील नहीं होती। ये बुढ़ापा, बाल सफेद, ये हमसे दूर लेके।
आपने दिया है,
ये सब ये इसकी वजह से हो रहा है तू बुड्ढा। जैसे बुड्ढी वो है वैसे बुड्ढा खुद हो रहा है।
आपने दिया है।
Her oldness is affecting you, and you're becoming old. Is that gray in your beard, son? You're becoming old because you're around this grandma all the time. We didn't do shit. This situation's pretty whack. I think this is what happens when you don't financially cut off your kid after college and tell them to figure it out and become their own man. I feel like the parents, because they financially supported someone for so long, they feel like they have a say in where he puts his dick. Man, these long, awkward pauses got me feeling some kind of way. I might grab a bowl of popcorn. This is the best Bollywood movie I've ever seen. I mean, all the drama, the acting on Sumit's part, the acting on his mom's part, the family doesn't approve of the woman, and she's older. Like, what a scenario this is. TLC, you guys are doing a phenomenal job with this. And the music and everything, it's really drawn me in.
हमारी सोसाइटी वाले सुमित किस करता हुआ दिखाई देता है। कहते क्या तुमने अपने बेटे को संस्कार दिए जो एक बुढ़ी औरत के साथ रह रहा है। हमें बहुत शर्म, हमें हमारी नजरें झुक जाती हैं।
So because his mom said this, I think the main reason is that they feel ashamed in their community and their society. And I would just like to say to them, you probably shouldn't care about what people think about you. And if people in your society switch up that fast and make you feel ashamed on the daily, then maybe they're not really your friends and you shouldn't talk to them. Hey, mom and dad, society shouldn't dictate who your son can spend the rest of his life with. Mic drop, or in this case, Perrier bottle drop. I'm bougie. I'm sure Jenny feels like she's at the DMV in another country right now because she has no idea what anyone's saying. But it's actually a good thing because his parents have been dunking on Jenny pretty hard, and if she understood what they said about her, she would be bawling her eyes out for sure.
बोलो जेनी को।
क्या बोलो? नहीं जाएगी वो।
इसको बोलो जेनी को।
नहीं जाएगी।
अरे वो है ना उसकी शील्ड, तुम क्या कर लोगे?
भाई, अरे
दोनों में से चुन लो एक।
Sumit's mom really gave him an ultimatum. She said, choose us or her. Who's it gonna be? Wow, I can't even believe she said this to her son, but who do you guys think he should pick? Do you guys think he should keep the relationship with his family or keep the relationship with his granny that he's sleeping with, Jenny? Comment below and let me know what you guys think in the comments. So Sumit rolls up on his mom, hulks out, breaks a bottle or something in the process, gets on his knees and begs his mother by saying this. Sitting here so comfortably, Mom, think about your son. I don't know if that's the right translation because the phrasing's weird, so maybe the translator messed up here. And he tries to like grab her face, which is a really good way of calming someone down, is like grabbing her face and like, come here! So Sumit's begging his mom and Jenny can't handle it, so she says, I'm out of here, and she bounces, and then Sumit says this. What did I do to you? You did this! My life is a disaster! I was dying. What did you do to me then? And then this is the most crucial moment, you guys. Jenny is walking away and she says, I cannot do this to this family. I have to go back to America. Jenny, Oh my God, it's been 8 years and you finally figured it out. This is the craziest thing. If she really follows through with this, it's gonna be great. And as soon as Jenny said that, I knew that was the move, because it's weird, because we've all said that it's been had said that the best move for Jenny would be to go back to the United States and date someone her own age. And it's just like, wow, she finally had this revelation after 8 years, and we've like had it for like the first 5 minutes of watching this couple. Next moment, Sumit reverts back to when he's a kid and he crawls in his dad's arms and he says, "Only I know how I have suffered. We didn't do anything to you. Our lives are futile then." The whole family's crying, everybody's crying, look at each other, mom's crying, the dad's crying. Great job, TLC. What great drama this has turned out to be, huh? Oh my God. You know what? This episode, phenomenal job. I don't know about you guys, but for me, the best moment was when off rip, the dad looks at his son and says, "This is the girl you brought to us, son? Really? You couldn't find anyone better?" He says something on the lines of that, and I just thought that was such a savage line from the dad. He literally ended Jenny's career, and she didn't even know because she doesn't speak the language, so that was like a big move, and I respect the dad for just being ruthless. This was part 2 of a 3-part series on this couple. I'm going to be making updates about this couple. Guys, comment below, subscribe. Let me friend. Follow me on Twitch and on Instagram right now.